blastmusic247.com. We're changing the industry one artist at a time.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Your Realtor and Sneakers. I am Kamiko Taylor, your DFW Realty Specialist, and I am here after 2 weeks. I don't know. Life's been busy and crazy, but I'm here, and we are off topic today. And I have, of course, VP Troy joining me.
Hello, everybody.
Know him. How's your morning going?
Pretty good. Besides these doggone notifications, but we're doing good.
It didn't go off.
I shut everything down and it's still bypassing, but I'm working on it.
Because I just received your text messages again.
Wow, that's crazy. I think it's
you might have to contact the provider, and I don't know.
I don't believe it's my phone. I think it's the app that I'm using because I have an iPhone, but I use this Windows app that allows me to use the messenger through the computer.
It's dual. It's doing a dual thing. Both of
apparently.
them are operating.
That's crazy.
It's okay. Right. We're going to ignore
We'll get through it.
But again, happy Wednesday, everyone. We are off topic today. We are going to just chit chat. You know, sometimes business is business and it's great and it's a blessing, but sometimes mentally you kind of got to walk away from it. So yes, I have my strong show to help with my creativity flow. Is that good?
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
So yeah, we're just going to it was a few things that I had to talk about. One of the things because I was speaking with a potential client yesterday.
Morning to you, right?
That saw my wrap in my car, and it kind of brought me into the arena of entrepreneurship and real estate, and being an entrepreneur. And sometimes you look at your position as work, and it is work, but then sometimes you forget that you're working for yourself.
That part.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And so he was just talking, he was interested in buying land, which I am a huge advocate. Me and my husband are trying to do the same thing, because right now, real estate, assets is what we need.
Indeed.
We don't need cars. We don't need clothes. We don't need jewelry. We don't need, stocks, and depending on assets, real estate. That's where it all should go. That's where it all should be. Based off of the future that's coming. So we were just talking about, him wanting to buy land and stuff like that. We were talking about disinvestments. Like, my goal is to have a couple of investment properties. And I would like to make mine government properties. So that's what we're shooting for. Geared towards Section 8. For one, as an investor, you're guaranteed your money every month.
That. Guaranteed is a beautiful thing.
You're guaranteed your money every month. And then whatever, the only part is whatever portion the tenant is required to pay, you have to, but then that's where you hire a Century 21 property management agent, and they just manage your property for you. But, I have a few people that, are doing that, and they're very, prosperous. Of course, they have, a couple of problematic tenants that rent is only $30 and they can't get it from them. I would love for my mortgage to be there. I'll give my $30. I would give my $30 ahead of time every month if it was that case.
Let them know you be paying a year off in advance, right?
Go ahead and get it out the way. But very lucrative and very smart when it comes to, your investment homes and renting them out. You just have to, I'm big on, you just have to know how to screen your tenants, because, there is that saying out there, people, some people, not all,
right,
but some people that are on, the government program have that mentality of, this is not my house. I don't care about it.
How difficult is it to be a part of, owning something and having the government property like that?
It's not difficult. It's just very entailed and time consuming. But if you can get past that,
you got a blessing.
You got a blessing.
Okay.
You got a blessing. So that, so just in general, I never forget when I moved here from California. I moved by myself, nobody, no friends, no nothing. I moved to Austin, and it was just me and God, like literally, it was just me and God. And I was like racking my brains. What can I do? What can I do? And I moved here with no job in place, thinking that, it's Texas. They're huge. I'll be able to find a job in a day. No, I didn't. And so I would sit around trying to figure out, what can I do? And so my very first, it wasn't official because back then I didn't know anything about an EIN and an LLC and nothing like that.
Understood.
But I just made some business cards from Vistaprint, and like
Nothing wrong with me.
Yeah, I'm a blingy person. And so, I wear glasses, believe it or not. I get into people, I put your glasses on, whatever. But one day I was like, they didn't have any glasses that I could afford that were bling. So I was like, let me bling my own glasses. And so I blinged them out, and I was getting compliments like everywhere I went. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do a bling out your eyeglasses. So my slogan was, to keep up with the upper classes, let me bling out your glasses.
Go on with the one-liners.
So, it didn't go far at all. So that was that. And then
at least you tried it.
I did. And I didn't know anyone either. I didn't know anyone. So I thought about doing it again, but I just don't have the patience for all that. It's just too tedious. And then, of course, me and my husband had his or her cigars, but then with him traveling the world, that just kind of, then I have my notary business that I haven't really been touching on. Just entrepreneurship is tough.
Yeah, it is. You have to, like they said, not only thick-skinned, you have to will yourself, because there's no job that's threatening you to get fired if you don't get up. You have to be the one to encourage yourself to get up and get going. So yes. I feel you. Real quick, Solres says, I'm looking to buy land in the USVI. Do you guys go down to the Virgin Islands?
I wish. I wish Solres music.
Yeah, Solres is actually saying, nice to finally meet you, sis.
Nice to meet you as well.
He's our executive producer, D-Ray. He's the one that made your music.
Got it. Was he the one that was at Pier 7 that I met? No,
that was the president.
That was the president. I met the president.
You met the president, yep. But you see everyone else but the president. I guess that's how it works.
Right. Well,
entrepreneurship equals feast or famine. Yeah, it does.
That's good. Yes. And it's really hard. Like, I'm a transparent person, and I, my life is an open book, because who gonna do something about it, boo? You know what I mean? But it's hard. I
Yeah, it is.
struggle every day. And I've been out of corporate world for 3 years now, and I am looking for work to go back. But you really truly have to have the mindset of entrepreneurship, because if you don't, you won't eat.
That's true.
You know, and there's times that I struggle with it. And sometimes I tell myself, you're not doing enough. And I think of course I'm comfortable because my husband is the provider. I mean, when he met me, I was grinding, and so used to bringing to the table. That's the kind of person I've always been. You can become a millionaire, but I'm gonna find something to do to still help bring money to the table. That's just who I am. And it bothers me more than it bothers him. He's like, you're gonna get it. You're gonna, and I'm like, nah, but I want to help with this. I want to help with that. And it's hard. It's very hard. So to the people out there that are doing it, to the people out there that just started, the people that have been establishing it, kudos.
Yeah.
Y'all some strong individuals. And the people that's getting started, such as myself, keep going, keep trucking. I almost let go of my podcast, Troy. I ain't even tell you. Yeah, no. Because it's like, life gets in the way a lot. You get busy. Podcast is not easy. You really have to do your homework if there's a certain thing that you're wanting to touch on. So yeah, just entrepreneurship is not for the weak.
That's the phrase that evaded me. I was going to tell you, we created Blast during COVID time. So during the pandemic, we were all in the house anyway. So it was easy. And we weren't working and the government was taking care of everything. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was loving it. Everything was being met. Bills was taken care of. Didn't have to step out the house. I was loving it. Fast forward to 2022, I knew I had to go back to the workforce, and believe you me, everything within me, gut wrench.
Yeah.
But I knew what needed to be done. So I've been working ever since and still working my business. So it is a hustle. You gotta want it more than anything.
Yeah, and balance. Balance is everything.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I'm starting to learn to do, is kind of balance everything. I'm definitely, and you're on my Facebook page, I am definitely the queen at work-life balance. Because what I'm not going to do is not enjoy life.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Not only do you believe in working hard, but you also play hard too. So I ain't mad at you at all.
I do. Life is short, and when I feel myself getting tensed up, and then of course, when my husband gets the opportunity to come home, it's all about whatever he want to do, whatever I got going on. And that's just a deal. And I got a closing date or something like that. Hey, everything gets put on the back burner when he comes home, period. Wow. So, he works hard, he sacrifices, he's away from the family. So the least I can do is give him my undivided attention.
Understood.
Yeah. So he snuck in late last night and I'm not canceling my podcast. You're going to have to be okay for about 30 minutes to an hour, sir. Okay. Now you be out there cementing that our mailbox fell down. Be out there cementing it. You got something to do while I'm on my podcast. You know what I mean? But, it's just the balance. And entrepreneurship is, yeah, I'm working on it, but it's exciting. It's scary, but it's exciting.
It is.
Yeah.
Now, are you still a part with Century 21? Or are you doing your thing? Okay. So when working with them, you're pretty much an independent contractor?
Yes.
Got it. Okay. So it's not a W-2, it's a 1099. Okay.
So entrepreneur.
Yeah. Yeah. Big time. You you still got to motivate yourself to go out there.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely. And especially with me being, being in the game not as long as, most seasoned people. I think I made 2 years this year. It's just a matter of um getting your name out there and letting people know who you are and what you do.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of stepped away from my office. Basically they're my brokerage. They're my sponsoring brokerage. As a realtor, you have to have a sponsoring brokerage. They're there for any and everything that I need. Century 21, I always say for new agents is the best place to be because the education is bananas. They believe in educating their agents. And it's one of them things where if you walk away and you don't know nothing, that's because you weren't paying attention, because you get everything that you need. So I absolutely love them. It's just that, some of their tactics works for some and it doesn't work for others.
Right.
And so the whole phone duty, being in the office and just being on phone duty, volunteering for that. I did it for a whole year, and, being there for walk-ins. If, my office is out of Waxahachie. So the odds of people coming into the office in Waxahachie, but so now I'm just like, okay, now let me try it Miko's way. I'm learning to try every which and every way. So now, I'm big with the networking. There's an event going on tomorrow. Do you know that I did not know? I should have known as many of the events that I've created in Facebook. I had went to where I was at on Saturday, the sneakers, sundress, and shoe day party at Bar Louie. It's so funny because I did that event and then it said more events near you. Blew my mind. I did not know that. It just shows you all the events all around you. And it was like 4 real estate networking events.
Wow.
And I was like, I did not know this. So I signed up for like 3 of them. You know what I mean? But, just getting the name out there. And it's really, really hard, working on my own content. A part of me feel like that's why people charge what they charge. Because it's the consistency, and as easy as it may seem, it's not. So I try my best to, what I did was schedule my post, but then when I schedule my post, it only schedules to my business page. It doesn't schedule to my my personal page. It doesn't schedule to my Instagram. It doesn't schedule to my YouTube. It doesn't do it to my TikTok. So, just having to do that is just, whoo.
Well, I could help you with that as far as a site to use that I use, especially with all the shorts. Do you get a lot of shorts from me throughout the week? Because I posted some of yours, and
what you send it where? Through where?
Well, what it is the website's called buffer.com. What it does is it'll allow you to post once, and then it'll shoot it through multiple destinations. So in this case, I'll post once and it'll post for YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, and Facebook, all for me. And it'll schedule the date and time you want to send it. And that right there, it saves so much time.
Now, I did go through a few of those where they had certain packages. I can't remember. I do remember that, and I don't know why I didn't do it, but it was another one called let me see. It was another one called not Loomly,
like Loom Suite or something.
Hootsuite.
Yeah. Let me tell you, I was interested with them at first because their pricing is better, but the app just was very flawed for me for what I needed. It just kept not working properly. So I didn't pay it. I just did the trial to just try it out. And the trial itself let me know these are not who I want to deal with.
Okay.
So let's see. Solres was saying he uses Ladder and Social Pilot. Never heard of those two. So Social Pilot and Later, Later. Buffer, I've been doing with them for about 3 months now, and it's definitely helped my viewership on TikTok. I have to check the analytics for Instagram, but TikTok, it's definitely impressed me how well people respond on it.
Yes.
And I could actually share some of the viewership on yours, because I know we did like 500 or 600 views or more, so it's definitely good. Hootsuite, that's the name of it.
Yeah,
used to be good, but they changed and eliminated a lot of their features. Yeah. The one thing about D-Ray and I, we try a lot of applications to fit what we do. And even with StreamYard, we were ping-ponging back and forth with another application that was Melon at that time. And StreamYard at that time just had everything we needed, and it worked efficiently, and so we were sold. But Melon definitely is better as far as the audio, and I would say the video.
Okay.
But the consistency with StreamYard is just easier. So I say all that is, we live in a time where there is so many different apps and programs to help you with whatever you need. And before you think there isn't an app for it, Google it, and I guarantee you there is one. So I just want to encourage everyone to don't be afraid to find the app for you.
Oh, I'm sorry, Troy. I'm listening a second.
You're good.
The big one is not the small one. The big 3-drawer one, that's trash. It is. And you know what? After, like I told you, that marketing guy quoted me $1,500 a month to do all of my marketing. I said, now, Miko, you a techie person. When I say I be YouTube and everything, learning it on my own.
That part.
But TikTok, I keep telling myself, because that's how I won the with Pathway Homes, the rent to own program that I'm affiliated with.
Yes.
That's how I won. That's how I won that $750, because of the views. I don't know what it is with TikTok, because with Facebook you can set, if it's set public, you can see how many views you have if it's set public.
Right.
But for whatever reason, when I post something on TikTok, them views be through the roof.
Yeah.
And I got to get more involved with TikTok, and especially being your realtor in sneakers. And like I said, I just be so busy with everything. I didn't even take summer courses this year, because I'm like, I got to get refocused. But I'm just going to start going into shoe stores. I'm a sneakerhead. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna start, when I do go and get sneakers, I'm gonna do a TikTok and say, hey, what shoe should I get today? Or what's the latest? You know what I mean? Just
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, that's what it's for. And when I do post my my real estate stuff, and I'll put a song to it, and being the DJ that's in me, I be going through, taking them back with different songs and stuff like that, kind of standing out of the trending stuff. But yeah, I just wake up every day. I thank God that He woke me up again. I got another day above ground, and I tell myself every morning, Miko, as an entrepreneur, got to do it all over again, and every day try to think of something different.
It is a grind to create content, and I actually have it good because I'm around a lot of creative thinkers, and I'm always rubbing elbows with them, so it always causes me to think. and I always have an idea. So if you don't have people around you, provoking you, iron sharpen iron, if you will, you
Yes.
never really know what will come up. So I understand the struggle.
Yeah.
Trust me, I do.
Yeah. And you are around a lot of creativity, so that's a blessing.
Indeed.
Yeah. Um. Well, um, there was another topic that I wanted to talk about.
Let's drop it.
I know we're coming up close to 30 minutes.
Well, I can play the music now and we can come back and start it. You want to do that?
Okay. Yes, let's do that.
Alrighty. So, ladies and gentlemen, our artist spotlight for this morning, is it still morning, is my man Elijah Rosario, and this song is called Aura. Let's check it out.
Should've known, baby. Should've known, baby. Should've known, baby. Should've known. Should've known. It's your mind, it's your wave, it's your aura. Wanna get to know you. Wanna get to know you. By the way you work those hills, you be dressed to kill. Wanna get to know you. Wanna get to know. It's your mind, it's your wave, it's your aura. Wanna get to know you. Wanna get to know. By the way you work those hills, you be dressed to kill. Wanna get to know you. Wanna get to know. I'm digging your style. I love it when you smile. Any room you walk into, girl, you always shut it down. Got a Coke bottle shape. When you walk, I see it shake. Wanna take it off display. Come and take a ride with me. Girl, if you just give me time, I'll enhance your mind. If I brought you flowers for no reason, would you mind? Make love just how you want it. Cook breakfast every morning. Before you go to work, we get it poppin', got you moaning. It's your mind, it's your wave, it's your aura. Wanna get to know you. Wanna get to know you. By the way you work those hills, you be dressed to kill. Wanna get to know you. Wanna get to know. It's your mind, it's your wave, it's your aura. Wanna get to know you. Wanna get to know. By the way you work those hills, you be dressed to kill. Wanna get to know you. Wanna get to know. I need you in my life. 'Cause the way you make me feel, all these butterflies. I said I want you as my own. Please let it be known I'm chasing you. 'Cause I'll follow you through heaven and hell just to be close to you. It's all I wanna do. Yeah. 'Cause you know it's your mind, it's your wave, it's your aura. Wanna get to know you. Wanna get to know you. By the way you work those hills, you be dressed to kill. Wanna get to know you. Wanna get to know you. It's your mind, it's your wave, it's your aura. Wanna get to know you. Wanna get to know. By the way you work those hills, you be dressed to kill. Wanna get to know you. 'Cause it's yours. 'Cause it's yours. It's your mind, it's your wave, it's your aura. Wanna get to know you. Wanna get to know you. By the way you work those hills, you be dressed to kill. Wanna get to know you. Wanna get to know. It's your mind, it's your wave, it's your aura. Wanna get to know you. Wanna get to know. By the way you work those hills, you be dressed to kill. Wanna get to know you. Wanna get to know.
And that was Elijah Rosario with Aura. And if you are an independent artist or a spoken word poet or up and coming comedian looking for some exposure, you can go to blastmusic247.com and register for free. But Blast is also in the room for fans. So fans that love great music, you can go to blastmusic247.com, register as an unlimited fan, and have access to hundreds of independent music. Blast, we're constantly changing the industry one artist at a time.
And
What do you
that
think about
artist
that?
is amazing.
Oh yeah, Elijah is one of our pillars when we launched. He's been with us ever since. Good dude.
Really.
Yes, indeed.
And
Representing doing.
now it's like, you know, it's a few songs that, you know, after I heard it, it was kind of there, but this one's is in my head now. So I feel like I'm about to be walking around all day saying, I wanna get to know you.
Yeah, I hear you. Them hooks are addictive.
They are catchy. It was catchy. That was a nice song. So yeah, so you know, parenting. You know, as I told you, my daughter moved to California. And I was having a conversation. Well, my daughter will be 20 September. And I was having a conversation with someone the other day. And we were talking about the children today. And I think I seen something on Facebook. And I just am just baffled at how that it's been such a drastic change since we were raised.
Oh, most definitely.
And like, you know, a lot of people, this whole, so my daughter, even though, you know, she'll be 20, you know, she went back to California to stay with her dad and his girlfriend. And, you know, I'm old school. Like I literally can be in a store and see kids running and will hey. I'm old school. And you just can't keep that out of me. And, you know, we were talking and we kind of got in a heated debate because she's like, these kids are not, they're made different today.
Yeah.
Do you care? Because I don't.
I know if I think about the way my mom raised me versus how I raised my kids, there was definitely a difference. The way I guess we dealt with peace and how we ran things in our house when my mom came in, it would be totally wrong or whatever, you know what I'm saying, because of the way she did things. But you know, I'm like, Mom, when you're here and you're welcome anytime, you're a guest, but you know, come on now, we got a certain system going on here, and I understand you may not agree with it, but this is what we're working with, and this is where there's a flow or unity, if you will. So I'm not saying it makes it right. I'm not saying it makes it wrong, but this is just a matter of what we do within this household. So it's kind of hard to say.
Yeah, you know, I think when it comes to the discipline of children, and it all depends on the child. For me, I never really had to whoop my children. Likewise. You know, it's something about, you know, just the authority in my voice. They can look at my face and say, "Oh, she ain't playing."
That part.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, okay. Like I, you know, my son is 31, my daughter be 20. You know, we have fun, we have good times, but it comes to a point where either they hear a certain tone in my voice or they see my face, like, okay, now she's not playing. So I never really had to get the belt and do all of that because my mother didn't really do it with us. But at the same time, we were taught to be, especially as young ladies, to be respectful. And, you know, I look at these girls today, I be looking at TikTok and I be, you know, just the things that they think is so cute, especially for little girls. It's just not, you know what I mean? And so it's just like, they wonder why. Well, for one, I'm going to say this, and I don't like getting into politics at all because I get violent.
I feel you.
Yeah. But when they took God out of the schools, That's when it went.
Hmm.
When they took the teachers being allowed to discipline the children in a certain way in schools, everything went. Because we got whoopings at school, and my mama told her, do you know they say it takes a village?
Yeah.
My mother gave the okay. Oh, it's out of hand.
That's true. I remember that. You didn't just get disciplined by your parents. If your neighbors was tight with you, that gave them rights to give you some warm up.
You got warm up, and then you got the real deal when your mama got home.
No doubt. So there was a lot to make people, or people learn then. Sorez was saying kids today would not survive the 80s.
There's no way they would. In every entity, they would not be able to survive at all.
Now, what I was thinking is, and it's funny, hindsight, I remember the not verbal threat, but more or less the fair warning to my kid to know they're acting up with the counting. 1, 2, they straight before 3 come around. Man, I ain't getting no fair warnings with my mom.
No, there was no such thing as you need to know your numbers for school, and that's it. That's the only time you're gonna hear numbers is at school.
That part.
Yeah.
So,
and my mama threw whatever. For one, I was her. What child was I? For one, I'm a Gemini, so I played too much. I was just one of them playful, always messing with the house. Like I was one of them kids that would go out to the power box and turn the lights out at night. Like I was just one of them kids, and whenever you heard, God damn it, Kamiko, it was like, okay, I better stop playing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just to hear that, it's like I better stop playing. But I played a lot. Turning all the lights out, having my mama like, what the heck? I paid the bill, and I'm just sitting around like,
Wow.
Yeah, I got on my mama's nerves, but she loved me. But it was one of those things where it was a moment of being taught right and wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And it's just like, it kind of just drives me crazy, because just like my husband, my bonus baby, my husband's 10 years younger than me. And his daughter's 10. And it's one of those things where our parenting is off. You know what I mean? Because I don't tolerate the whats. I don't tolerate the I mean, he don't either, because everything is yes, sir, no, sir. But she's just one of the little sassy little girls, and I don't like sassy girls, because we gonna stay in the little girl's place. You know what I mean? And then so some things, like the other day, since she went to Disney World, they were out there in Florida, and she sent the picture, and she had on nails and her tongue out. And
yeah, that's the picture thing. Yeah,
it's a no. My daughter 20, and she, every time I saw her, I popped that tongue back in her mouth. You know what I mean? Like, we not sticking tongues out in pictures and stuff, and people think it's not cute. I just could not work at a daycare, a school, because the way these kids are today, and my daughter's her dad's girlfriend, we got into it. She said they're cut from a different cloth. They're not like how we were. I said, but does that make it right?
Right.
Well, it's we can't talk to them like our parents talk to us, and we can't do this and we can't do that. My children, let me tell you something now. I'm from South Central Los Angeles. And yes, did I grow up, hood and, all of that? Yes. But I also grew up hard knocks. I've been through a lot in 49 years. And so my skin is thick. I don't believe in making excuses. The world is going to chew you up and spit you out. And my whole goal and my whole parenting design was to prepare my children for the world.
Right.
That's key, because I ain't going to always be here. I'm right. To fight your battles or whatever. I taught my children how to fight their own battles. in my way. So my children, oh my God, like you would never think. The only thing that you would know is the color of their skin. They're light skin like me, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they're so white. They're so valley. You know what I'm saying? Like they're both of them. The other day, my daughter called. She was like, "Mom," and I was just like, "Oh no, who is she talking to?" I said, "Nobody took you serious."
Oh boy.
You know what I mean? They're just different. They're just, but I'm in them. But it's like, just like So she's like, so I guess my daughter was like, this was, last year when she went to visit her dad for his birthday. And she was just like, it's just the way, that you talk to her or whatever the case may be. Now, my daughter's used to it. I've never, I didn't curse around my children. I didn't allow cursing around my children. Right. If I didn't cuss at them, you don't cuss at them. I don't cuss around them. You don't cuss around them. But for whatever reason, probably about 7 years ago, it just be flying out my mouth now, whatever, I don't know. And my daughter, because she was raised with no cursing, she, if I say a cuss word, Mom, you know what I mean? And so I'm going to talk to you nice. I'm going to come at you with respect. But if I have to come again, the tone going to change a little bit. If I have to come a third time, it's a wrap. You know what I mean? And so I just feel like the authority and the toughness just has been taken out of parenting, and everybody's following this. What do they call it?
Knows. Safe space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just cannot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that goes to, even parents in the 70s and 80s and 90s, every single generation raised their kids differently. Some believed in spanking, some didn't. And there's so many things we could say, this is why this happened because of the lack of that or lack of this. It still boils down to how they're raised at home. It always boils down to how did the parents raise them. Because shoot, I'd be having kids less than 5-year-old using language that grown adults are using. And it's like, why is that? Because it started at home.
It started at home. So
it's like, you still have to build a bridge to work together. You may not like it, but
Yeah, but here's my thing. Because of course, even if so, this is where I say with the right or wrong. Okay. Things that you may see me do, because I'm always mindful. I demonstrate to my children, especially my daughter, because she's a girl. And it warmed my heart because we were on the phone yesterday, and her and stepmom kind of bumping heads, which I told her it would happen. And so she's calling me to vent. And certain things my daughter was saying, it warmed my heart because she listened. I instilled these things in her. So she knows about morals. She doesn't understand that situation because they're not married, but they're living together. She watches how my husband treats me. She watches my boundaries. It's so crazy because she paid attention to all of it. And that's as parents, even, we'll make 5 years being married on September 1st. And she's seen some of the struggles, but I'm like, that's marriage, God's still working on me, but the work must be working because I'm still here because I'm quick to chuck up the deuces. You can have everything. I'm gone. I'm out. But I know that's running and marriage is work.
It is.
So, but I demonstrate to her what it should be. And so when she was just talking, and she was like, and I watched my mom, and like when my mom met my stepdad, she told him, I don't do no shacking up, and I don't do this, and I don't do that. And and he well, a year later he proposed to her, and they got married, and da 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 da. And so I was quiet, but it was like, this is what I needed her to know as a girl. You know what I mean? You have your boundaries, you set your morals, but it's just, even with these kids at that age cussing or whatever.
Yeah.
Even if you see me do it or you hear me do it, it's my job as a parent to say, I can do this. You type of thing. Because we're not perfect.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? We're not perfect. And we know that, you got to be mindful, because children mimic us. Especially these young ones. They mimic us.
No, they're watching everything you do.
Everything we do. But, it's just one of them things where you have to let them know that as a child, that's a no. You cannot do that. Whether you're in my presence or you're outside of it,
right.
you cannot do it. And I don't think that that's being stressed enough. I just don't. I watch it, and it's just like, whew.
Yeah.
It drives me insane. So, I told my husband when we met, I said, because he has a daughter, he wanted a son. I said, no, sir. Close.
I was gonna say, are we done?
I'm letting you know right now, I'm not having no more kids. If that's a that's a
deal breaker.
Deal breaker. Nice knowing you. It was nice meeting you. You have a nice life.
Wow.
And so I made it very, very clear. And it's so funny because I am big, I can get biblical, and I feel like as a wife, that's what we were created to do, is to give birth, for our husbands. And, I believe in that. We're supposed to give children to our husband. I believe in it. But under the certain circumstances, because we talking about 10 years apart.
Right.
Okay. And then so sometimes I look at his parenting versus mine. I said, oh, we wouldn't have made it if we had a child together.
Oh boy.
We wouldn't have made it, because these new parents feel like, oh, you're so tough, you're so hard, you're so mean. You know what I'm saying? The skin is just not thick, and I believe in raising your children with thick skin.
They need it.
They need it in this world, and it's only going to get worse. You need thick skin.
Yeah.
And they're raising these babies with just this thin skin. It's just, I know that when it's time for me to go home and God calls me home, I told my children, I need to know that you're going to be able to make it in this world. And you're not going to be lost. Like, what do I do?
Right.
So just this millennial. What's the next century we about to go into? What is it? I don't know.
This was a big jump. So what could be worse after that?
I mean, this new age parenting stuff is just, it's just
no bueno.
Yeah, it's not. But I think was it Connecticut? I saw on the news the other day is bringing God back into the school. I think it's Connecticut. They are trying to bring God back into the school.
We'll see how that goes down, because
right.
At that time there weren't so many religions as there are now. So
exactly. That's what I said. I said, oh my, well, let's see how that works. But I just feel for the teachers. I have a couple of friends that are educators. I feel for them. I really do. I mean, the stories that I hear, students trying to fight them. That's home. That starts from home.
Yeah.
Disrespecting. One day she called me and had her phone on the desk, and I'm hearing the child, fuck you, and blah. I'm like, girl, I'll be in jail.
That part.
Cuff me up. Let's go. I'm Akon. I'm locked up. They won't let me out. I'm gone. Because ain't no way I'm going to let a child disrespect like that. And it starts at home. And then the crazy part about it is the parents don't care. She had a parent literally say, well, that's what you're there for. They're under your care right now. You can't deal with it.
They think you straight babysitting.
And then get angry when you ask them to come pick them up because they're being disrespectful and unruly. And then they get mad. Well, I'm at work. So I just, it's just so different today. And if back in the day, if our parents had to threaten to have to come up to the school.
Oh, it was on. It was on.
My dad, he Vietnam War, so he a little cuckoo. And I would never forget the one time he had to come up to that school, and he did it on purpose. When he showed up, Troy, my dad had on a plaid suit. The plaid jacket was a different color than the plaid pants. I can't remember the shoes. He did it on purpose to embarrass me.
Of course. And
when he did it, everybody's like, "Oh, that's your dad." And I was like, So the next time when he said, "Don't make me," I said, "Oh no, I'm good. You ain't coming up that school to embarrass me." And no plaid suit.
Don't do that.
Oh
my goodness.
Don't do that. But yeah. So
let me ask you this. As you were growing up, there were things that your parents did that you didn't like, that you find yourself now being older, having kids, that you start actually doing. Have you noticed that yet? Whether it's a phrase or an action that you do.
Yes.
That's crazy how that works, right?
Yes.
And now we know our parents weren't that crazy. It was we drove them to that point.
Yes. Especially with the yelling. Because once I get going, it's a wrap. I even be like, "Girl, shut up," but it's a wrap. I just keep going. You know what I'm saying? You start finding everything, and another thing, it's just like everything just
start popping up.
Yeah, boy. And I noticed that. Yeah, that's definitely my mama. That's definitely my mama. Yeah. But to this day, at 49 years old, I still talk to her spirit and say, okay. Because they say what you do to your parents, your children will do unto you. So I tried my best to ask for forgiveness.
I'm sorry.
Ooh,
I didn't know.
But no, I can't complain about my children. My son is for the other team, and I love him. I love him dearly. He's amazing. Very well mannered. He gave me trouble with tantrums back in the day, and that was about it. He had this anger problem, and he would have tantrums. And so till one day we was in Kmart, and he had a tantrum, and he fell out. And so I politely fell out with him, and we was both on that ground. And he must have immediately, when I jumped on that ground, started doing everything that he was doing and screaming, that his whole face just dropped, and he just stared at me. Yeah, your mama crazy. Try it again. You embarrass me, I'm gonna embarrass you. And from that point, he was cool. Same thing with my daughter. She gave me that girl teenage trouble in her 9th grade year, but it didn't last long. It didn't last long, and it was, she went through it and came up out of it. I'm really, truly blessed because I didn't go through so much that I see other parents go through with their children.
Indeed. Yeah.
But just it just for me, it goes back to how I raised them.
Right.
And they all have to go through their own personal experiences or whatever. Life is life for them. Life is gonna life them. But yeah, no, I didn't have to be, believe it or not, I was a good kid.
We have someone else here. Kaching the Slack Queen said, I did my son like that when he was 4 in Walmart.
Yes, ma'am. And I bet it worked.
It's amazing how much you have to show your kids, I'm a little crazy.
Yes.
Because if you don't, they're going to keep testing the boundaries.
Yes.
And I was trying to explain that to the mom. You just got to show, I mean, you ain't got to touch them, but you got to let them know you a little psychotic.
Yes. And me and my friend Shamitra's was just on the phone the other night talking about that. And she said, my kids know I'm crazy. I said, mine do too. And they will tell you, my mama crazy. Oh God. Because when we're out and about, I'm just one of them people. I speak my mind. I say what I don't let nobody take advantage of anybody that I love. I don't let nobody take advantage of me. And I'm going to speak on it. And my daughter just be so embarrassed. And she'll tell her friends, oh my God, my mom's crazy. Yeah, I need you to always keep that up here. Always remember that.
So that respect will be from the crazy.
Yeah. And like I said, I don't have to put my hands. I never really had to put my hands on my kids. Every once in a blue moon, and it was more so for something that I've repeatedly told you over and over again not to do, or something that was endangering in their life. You know what I mean? Like something that, don't ever do that again. Type of thing, like putting a pencil in an electric socket, or something like that. You're gonna get your tail beat.
Yeah.
But other than that, I never really had to whoop them.
Yeah. I was raised without a father, so I never really knew the father-son dynamic. So I didn't have a blueprint to really go by, except by what I felt. And I appreciate that, I have both adults now. My daughter's 20, she's 24. My son is 22. No, he'll be 22 coming in November. And it's just like, and like you said, well-mannered, polite, know how to greet people and stuff like that. And I don't really remember installing that in them, if you will, but the proof's in the pudding, as they say. So
yeah, and again, you're leading by example.
That part. And I never smoked or drink, so those things were never a part of me if they partook. And I wouldn't have. My thing is I just want to know my kids are good. We're all gonna go through this life, and we're gonna try to figure it out for ourselves. And some's gonna turn you left or right. And I've always made it to a point that the door is always open, that they can come talk to dad about anything.
Yeah.
And you're not gonna surprise me with anything, because I won't say I did it all, but I pretty much learned a lot to know what I did want to do and not want to do. So
yeah.
As I tell them always, I can't help you if you don't talk to me. So
yeah.
There it is.
I think that's very important to always let them know that my door is open no matter what.
That part.
Yeah. And my son, I knew, and that's a whole nother subject, because I know we're coming up on the end of the show, but I knew my son was gay when he was 3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so all those years, I just, made it to where I was really in the church and the Bible. And I think he knew that. So he kind of kept it from me. He was closer to my sister. But it's like, I don't care what it is. Talk to me. I may not like it.
Yeah.
I don't. But at the end of the day, I gave birth to you. God assigned you to me.
That part.
So I have to do my duty, to be there for you. So no matter what it is, come talk to me about it. And if more parents start doing that and showing that I'm on your team, whether I like it or not, I think that things will be a lot better.
You know, if parents don't already lay a foundation for their kids to know that they can talk to their parents, you really can't be upset when they don't.
Right.
If you don't make it a peaceful environment or a safe space for them to come to you, why are you surprised that they talk to whomever beside you? I mean,
Right. You never let them know that, hey, I'm here and
that
it's
part.
okay. And even with my daughter, she talks to me about everything. You know what she say though? I know you're gonna get mad, but
At least she knows what's up.
I know
Yeah.
you're about to get mad, but let me tell you. And I'll be like, all right.
But at least she still talks to you, though.
She does. Yeah.
That part.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, thank you so much, Troy, for joining in on this last minute here with my all over the place self.
It is all
Thank
good.
you for everyone that tuned in, that may tune in later, watch this later. I truly appreciate you. I promise I'm going to get myself on track here, get some balance going on so that I can be a little bit more consistent with my show. I was supposed to talk about my subdivision in my city, Glen Heights, Texas. You know, just the dynamics of it, and it's a great place to move and live, and all of the demographics and all of that. But you know, just got tied up in a lot of stuff. So next week I will speak on Glen Heights, Texas, the wonderful, wonderful city within the DFW Metroplex. So again, if there's any topics, subjects that you guys have, I'm open to them. I take all suggestions. If you want to join my podcast, that'll be amazing, because I just I do a little bit better when I'm having someone to converse with versus me. Yeah, because you know I'm still not used to that whole sitting in the camera and talking to myself. I still got to get a new podcaster.
Got it.
But thank you guys for joining, and I will be back next Wednesday at 10 a.m. Central Time. Until then, enjoy the rest of your week, and God bless you all. Thanks, Troy.
You're welcome. Take care, guys.